ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। So, our topic today is, do I know myself? This question appears irrelevant. We may not even like somebody asking us that, do I know myself? Because our reply would be, obviously I know myself. But let us today think on this very important thing. When we say that we know ourselves, we give a long biodata introducing ourselves as such and such. I am such and such person. I am a man, woman, human being. My parentage, my qualifications, my education, my nationality, etc., etc., etc. But have we ever paused to ask ourselves whether this is my reality or not? Spirituality begins here. Adhyatma Jnana. Atmanam adhikritya vartate tad adhyatma jnanam. That which centers upon Atma, my true nature, is Adhyatma Jnana. So, that is something we do not know unless we inquire, unless we expose ourselves to the teachings of the scriptures. When we say or when we think, and generally everybody thinks that they know themselves. But today we are asking this very moot question that, do I know myself correctly? Do I know myself really speaking? When I say my name is this, I am a woman or a man, all this is nothing but introduction of myself or knowledge of myself with reference to this body, this personality. We think that we know ourselves, and that knowledge, that information pertains to this body, to this personality, which has a mind, intellect, vital air, sense organs, etc., etc. But all that is nothing but personality. That is not something which is inherent to me. See, a very important fact which we should know is that which we call I, namely this personality, here actually there are two. There are two in the sense that there is a personality and there is a person. Upanishad says that there is Prakriti as well as Purusha. Prakriti means this personality, which means body, mind, intellect, etc. And person means the self, the Atma, consciousness or Brahman, the reality. So, here when I say that I am only this much, in reality there are two. There is one which consists of what we see what we experience is this body, body, mind, intellect complex. And that which resides here, that which gives sentiency to this body, that which is real I, the capital I here, is consciousness, is Atma. And that is something which we do not know. Had we known that, as Panchadashikara says, Vidyaranya Swami says, Atmanam chet vijaniyat, ayam asmi iti purushah. Had I known that I am Atma, I am the self, which is Satchit Ananda, which is pure existence, pure consciousness, which is of the nature of Ananda, fullness, peace. This is what I am. Had I known this, then I would have been most content. I would have been most happy. But today, in the absence of this knowledge, this is not the case. Those who know this are most happy. They are totally fulfilled. Fulfilled not because they possess a lot of wealth, name, fame, power, position, achievements. No, not because of that, but because they know the fact about themselves that they are full. In which sense? Full by being Atma. Atma or Satchidananda is my true nature. And if I am well versed with this, then I am fulfilled. Fulfillment coming from things outside doesn't last for long. And even if it lasts, let us say, we have to work for it. We have to pay a very heavy price for it in terms of time, in terms of energy, in terms of giving my everything to that. And even after doing all that, what I gain is still limited, still subject to time, still subject to getting perished. Plus, even if it is there, let us say for a long time, even if I command it, then also a time comes when I get used to it, I lose charm in that. These things which come from outside cannot hold my interest for long. We get used to everything. We get used to name, fame, power, position, relationships, comfort, everything. And we sooner want a change. We keep desiring things, achieving things, acquiring them, and still we always remain incomplete, precisely because they do not have the capacity to fulfill us. Scriptures say that all the wealth that is there on this earth cannot satisfy us. Na jato kama kamanam upabhogena shamyati. Even if we have everything that we desire, even that cannot satisfy us forever. Very soon a time will come when I will want to give up that. And even if I do not give up that, it cannot satisfy me forever. I soon get tired with it. Why? Because that thing doesn't have the capacity to fulfill me. It doesn't have that substantiality. That thing which I am seeking in that, it is not there. Just as mirage water cannot ever quench my thirst. Why? Because it is mirage water. There is not a drop of water in that mirage. When it is not there, how can it quench my thirst? Mirage water is appearance of water, not real water. Similarly, everything that we seek for in the outside world, they promise to give us, but poor thing, how can they give when they themselves do not have it? And where is that thing really? Where is it? Scriptures say that it is yourself. It is not away from you. It is you. It is your very nature, your Swarupa, Satchidananda. You are fullness. You are happiness. You are contentment. You are peace. But how come I do not know that? Yes, that is an important question, important point. Point is noted. That I do not know that. Yes, we do not know that. Unfortunately, we are born ignorant. There is this ignorance not of other things. There is ignorance about my true nature. Ignorance is there. In fact, we are born with that. Anadi Mayaya Suptaha. Mandukya Karika says, Anadi Mayaya Suptaha. We have been sleeping in this ignorance since beginningless time. In short, this ignorance, this phenomenon or thing called ignorance is there. And what has this ignorance done? It has not only concealed my true nature, but has created misapprehensions about my true nature. Not only is there non-apprehension about my nature, but to make things worse, there is misapprehension about my nature. Which means that what has ignorance done? It has done two things. Not only has it concealed my true nature, but has enabled me to take myself wrongly. And this has created havoc. Not only do I not know myself as Atma, and Atma means all pervasive. Not only do I not know myself as all happiness, fullness, Nirguna, Nirakara, not subject to birth and death, not subject to time, space and limitations of things. Not only do I not know myself as such, but I take myself wrongly. In what sense? In the sense that I take myself to be this body. I take myself to be the mind. I take myself to be sense organs. I take myself to be this physical body. and the mind, intellect, whatever it has, which is in every way limited, which is in every way time bound, space bound, limited in multiple ways. First, I impose these limitations upon myself because of ignorance, because of taking this body, mind, intellect to be I, and then I try to overcome these limitations. See, first I impose these limitations upon myself, and then, not being able to put up with that, I cannot stand those limitations, and therefore begins my pursuit to overcome these limitations. And so, life becomes nothing but getting out of these limitations, overcoming the limitations by achieving, by constantly making efforts and attempts to achieve things, to acquire things, acquire qualifications, name, fame, everything, whatever we do in life is nothing but an attempt on my part to become complete. But we can never become. Why? All our efforts to become complete are doomed to fail sooner or later. In the beginning, you may feel, if you are lucky, that your efforts are paying dividend, that you are successful, but how long? How long? It won't last long. Sooner or later, you will come to face this important question, that why am I not satisfied in spite of acquiring so much, in spite of working so hard, in spite of having so many things, people at my command, wealth at my command, power at my command, relations at my command. And still, why do I feel this emptiness at the core? Why do I feel unhappy? There is no dearth of so-called successful people in life. We have come across so many people who have been successful in the worldly terms, but ask themselves, if they are honest with themselves, they will admit that contentment is still far away. Contentment is receding me, is evading me in spite of what all I have. Had that not been the case, happiness would mean wealth, happiness would mean power, happiness would mean name, fame, power, position. But is that the case? No. There are so many wealthy people. There are so many powerful people. But they may be powerful, all right. They may be wealthy, all right, we grant it. But are they happy? Temporarily, yes. But are they happy forever, not seeking anything? They cannot be. It cannot be. Scriptures say, Chandogya Upanishad says, Nalpe sukham asti, na alpe sukham asti. Happiness can never be the nature of things which are limited. Contentment cannot be the nature of that which is limited. And what is not limited? Tell me. Look at the entire creation and tell me what is not limited. Can you find an object? Can you find a person? Can you find a place which can be designated as limitless, infinite, perfect, without any kind of limitations? Tell me what is free, what is not subject to time over here? What is that which is not bound by time, bound by space? What is that? Is there anything? It cannot be. Because this entire creation is within the folds of time, within space. So it is bound to be limited. And we are seeking limitlessness from that which is by itself limited, by itself finite. So, there is no limitlessness over there. And I first take myself to be this limited body and then seek that limitlessness in the world, which is also limited. But I do not know this. See, I am not at fault because I don't know this. Our life is based upon ignorance, on wrong premise that I am limited and I have to become limitless, that I am unhappy, bound in every way, and I have to become happy. This is what we begin our life with. But let me tell you, we are heading in a wrong direction, in a totally wrong direction. We have taken a wrong map, which is not going to take me to my goal ever. It is doomed to fail. This is what Arjuna faced. Arjuna was a successful man. What did he not have? So many achievements. But such an Arjuna had to face this question in the battlefield. He was totally stuck in the battlefield. He came to fight but could not fight. It required that situation of fight with his near and dear ones, which made him face this question, which brought about this question in his life as to what is the real success? Why am I so unhappy? Why am I so discontent with life, with my achievements? He almost said it. What did he say? Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat yat chokamuchoshanam indriyanam. He says, I do not see how the grief which has overtaken me is ever going to go. I do not see a means by which I will ever come out of it. This is what he realized. This is what he realized in his life. Battlefield and his fight with his own people became very critical for him. But at this critical juncture, for the first time, he was forced to think. And it is at this time, not being able to find an answer, he surrendered to his charioteer, Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna came to his rescue in the form of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita means what? It is a song of Bhagavan. Song which came out from Bhagavan in the form of rescuing Arjuna. Arjuna is stuck in life. He cannot proceed further. And Gita was needed to bring him out of this mire of life. What did Bhagavan say? Oh Arjuna, are you Arjuna? You are not Arjuna. You think that you are a warrior, you are a Pandava, and all these are Kauravas. You will be fighting, you will be a killer, and they will be killed, which means you take yourself to be an individual, a personality, a Arjuna, who is connected to some people. Are you that? You are not. You are not Arjuna. Well, who are you then? You are Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Puranaha. You are Ajaha. You are the self, Atma, consciousness, who is not born. Self is never born, not subject to dying, not subject to vagaries of time, situations. No, you are consciousness, which is Anashinaha, Aprameyaha, Nityaha, Shashvataha, which is already eternal, which is unborn, which is unchanging, which is Nitya. And where is that? You reside in this body. This body is an apparel for you. Just as we wear clothes and remove them, change them, I am the wearer of the cloth. Similarly, I am the one, Atma is the one who reside here. This body is a tool given to me to fulfill the goal of my life. Body is a tool given to me to know myself. The self which I do not know, it is to know this self that this beautiful gift called body, possessed with a mind, possessed with intellect, is given to me. I have to utilize it for that purpose and not for accumulating in ignorance, not for gaining achievements. No, but to remove ignorance, remove the veil which has concealed my true nature. We should know the purpose of this body. Why is it given to me? provided all this can happen, provided first we question our own assumptions, we question our own conclusions about life. We have already taken for granted that I am incomplete and I have to become complete. I am an individual, woman, man, such and such nationality, this, that, etc. I am incomplete in so many ways, and then we make a chart that I have to gain this and keep on doing that throughout my life. Tell me, how much we do, how much we acquire. Our life is spent in this. Doesn't matter. But we have to pause some time. Take some time out and ask yourself, am I going in a right direction? I have been driving and driving and driving with a speed and yet not reaching my goal. Have I taken right direction? Is it the right map? Maybe it is wrong. Similarly, in life, I took myself to be this personality and finding it limited, I try to become limitless by acquiring things, by acquiring name, fame, everything, by going after relationships, because we want completeness at every level. We want emotional satisfaction, we want love, we want care, we want comfort, we want ego satisfaction. So at all the levels, at the level of body, at the level of mind, at the level of ego, at the level of sense organs, at all these levels, we find ourselves to be limited. We find ourselves to be wanting, and we try to fulfill them. So, we begin our process of trying to find that completeness. But we have to ask ourselves, I have worked very hard. I have spent a number of years after that. I have spent a lot of energy in this. But where am I? Did I find it? Can I say that I have found it? Nobody can say that. Nobody can say that. If they could, then that I am limited would be right. And the world has that thing which can satisfy you. But both of this is wrong. World is unreal. It doesn't have what you want. So, otherwise, see, in Chandogya Upanishad, we find that Narada, such an accomplished person in every way, such a person also reports to Sanat Kumara, a wise man, that, O Bhagavan, such as I am, means I am an accomplished person and still I am grieving. Grieving means what? I am incomplete. I am not satisfied. I am unhappy. Why? Why like that? Why so? Sanat Kumara said, Because, O Narada, even if you have everything, you are bound to be unhappy. Why? Because there cannot be happiness, completeness, fulfillment, adequacy in things which are limited. Finite cannot give you infinity. And everything is finite. Your body and the entire world. Everything but everything is finite, limited, ephemeral. How can it give you limitlessness that you are seeking? It cannot. You better know this before doing anything, before taking for granted that you are limited. Better know this. Better ask yourself, take time out to ask Kastvam. Who am I? Who are you? Koham, who am I? Better ask Kastvam. Who are you? Koham, who am I? Shankaracharya ji says, Iti paribhavaya. May you think like this. Sarvam asaram vishvam tyaktva swapna vicharam. This inquire. Sarvam asaram vishvam tyaktva. May you think like this. Go away means for a while, step aside, ask these basic questions and inquire into your reality, into the reality of the world. What I have taken myself to be is not real. So, first of all, come to terms with yourself. Today you have gone far away from your reality. Come back to that. Ask yourself these things. Give yourself some time. Step aside from everything and ask these basic questions. Do I know myself? You yourself will not find an answer to this. Yes, this much you can come to know, that I don't find myself to be complete. But where is that? For this, you will have to expose yourself to teaching. Just as, we know the story of the 10th man. These 10 boys went out for a picnic. And then, while coming back, the leader of this 10 boys counted themselves to find out whether all those 10 are intact or not. So he counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my God, 10th one is lost. He counted 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The count every time came to 9. Where is the 10th one? He was aggrieved. He felt that he has lost the 10th boy. There are only 9. And that time there appeared an elderly person to whom he asked, have you seen the 10th boy anywhere, dear sir? The elderly person saw them, counted them and said, yes, I know. I have seen the 10th man. Where is that? He said, you are the 10th man. You missed counting yourself. Your count went to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You are the 10th. You missed that. Yes, we missed. We needed somebody to point that out to us. But if we don't ask don't look for, if we don't ever ask this, then how will we come to know? We keep on searching, 10th man. You will never find. As long as you search, you will never find. Because the search is all focused outside, whereas the reply, the answer is right hidden in yourself. You are the one. The seeker is the sought. The seeker himself is the sought. This we do not know. This is what scriptures tell us. Chandogya Upanishad says, you are that. Tattvam asi. You are that. There is no dearth of such statements in Upanishad, in Vedanta. I am Atma Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma. This myself is Brahman. I am Atma, which is one, full, complete, all peace, happiness, unborn, undying, not subject to limitations. In fact, there is no problem at all if I know myself in this way. The very fact that there are problems, there is grief, there is unhappiness, points that I do not know myself. I do not know myself. So the question, do I know myself? The reply to that is, do you look upon yourself as unhappy? Do you find yourself to be unhappy? Do you find that you are not still fulfilled in life? That peace is away from you? Contentment is away from you? That you have to become something in life? You have to achieve? If all that is there, then you don't know yourself. If you knew yourself, you may do things, you may achieve, but all this will not come from discontentment. It will come from the ground of happiness. It will come from the ground of fulfillment. That you are fulfilled and you do something is one thing. And that you find yourself to be discontented and dissatisfied, and then you do something is altogether another thing. In one, you are looking for fulfillment, and in other, you are fulfilled, and that is why you are doing something. Out of fulfillment, you do something is one, and from incompleteness, you do something is another. One is knowledge and another one is ignorance. You follow? Do you see the difference? We have to see this. As I said, our entire scriptures, all our literature is full with this. Kabirji writes so well, मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में, मोको कहाँ ढूंढे. Oh my friend बंदे, oh my friend, where do you look for me? I am right, you, मैं तो तेरे पास में. ना मैं मंदिर में, ना मैं मस्जिद में, ना मैं तीर्थ में, etc., etc. he sings. Which means what? You are that which you are seeking. Lord Krishna also says, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashaya Sthitah. Aham Atma Gudakesha. O Gudakesha, O one with beautiful locks. Aham Atma, I am your Atma, residing in you. I am not away from you. I means what? Fulfillment, completeness, adequacy, limitlessness, happiness is you. not away from you. There is absolutely no difference, no distance between happiness and you. Happiness is not away from you, it is you. Peace is not away from you, it is you. So, if we know ourselves in this way, we know ourselves. Shankaracharya ji says in Nirvana Shatkam, Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham. I am not this body. I am not intellect, not mind, not chitta. Nacha shrotra jihve, nacha grana netre. I am not the sense organs of action as well as of perception. I am not them. Who am I? He writes, Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. I am of the nature of consciousness. I am of the nature of Ananda. I am of the nature of auspiciousness, which means Shiva. I am that. Aham nirvikalpaha, nirakara rupoham, vibhur vyapya sarvatra sarvendriyanam. I am everywhere. I am nirvikalpaha, nirakaraha. Na muktir na bandhaha. There is no bondage for me. Since there is no bondage, I am already free. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. I am this. If I know myself as Chidananda Rupaha, I know myself. But if I know myself as an individual, a person, as a woman, man, father, mother, I'll be limited. I play those roles is okay. I play the role of a father, I play the role of mother, wife, etc. is fine. But we should know that I am playing the role. But who am I? I am the actor called Brahman. I am the actor called Atma, called consciousness, which is playing the role of mother, father, wife, husband, daughter, officer, doctor, etc., etc. Then we can play all the roles. But in this cases, I don't become the role. I don't impose the limitations upon of the role on myself. You follow? So, there is no panacea other than knowing myself as I am. So, this is what we have to know. So, when I know myself in this way, then I can say, yes, I know myself. Otherwise, I do not know. And not knowing means remaining incomplete, in spite of being complete, in spite of being happiness, in spite of being all peace, I remain unhappy if I do not know my true nature. And therefore, we pray to Lord, we pray to Ishvara. What? Asatoma Satgamaya. From Asat, from that which is unreal, take me, lead me to that which is truth. And what is that truth? What is the Sat? From Asat, lead me to Sat. What is that Sat? Myself. The prayer is Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Lead me from darkness to light. Tamasaha, from Tamasaha, lead me to Jyoti. What is that Jyoti? Jyoti is myself. Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya. From death, lead me to immortality. Amrutam, nectar. What is that Amrutam? Myself. If I know myself in this way, then we can say I know myself. And the result is happiness. Happiness is not away from me. fulfillment is not away from me. I am that. Why should I not know this beautiful fact about myself? Tell me. Why should I miss this beautiful nature of myself? We should not. And so, let us proceed on this path of knowing ourselves. Thank you. Hari Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.